This is China's Temperament Evaluation from Gold Diamond Pup.
China, girl, purple collar.
So here we have Sarah as our tester and Fergie as our tester dog. Something that we like to do is we like to use Fergie as our tester because we want to see what these pups' dog friendliness scale looks like. We also want to see who are they more driven towards. In an uncomfortable, unsure situation, are they going to go towards the human, who is also a stranger to them? Sarah is somebody who doesn't have any relationship built with these puppies. Or are they going to go towards Fergie, which is also a stranger dog to them when they're scared? So that's kind of what we're evaluating right now. And clearly, she decided to pick the human in the situation. So we'll see how the rest of this goes. One of the reasons why we use Fergie is because she actually doesn't like puppies. So that helps us because she doesn't initiate the communication with them. She's like, please don't go by me. As you can see here, when she did finally get to be around the dog, her dog friendliness was a lot more assertive. I would say I'm going to score her as assertive when it comes to other dogs just because she was willing to get into their face, even with Fergie's energy of not necessarily wanting that. I love how playful she is. She has such a cute, playful personality. And the funny thing is that she's pretty calm and chill when she's just hanging around, but she loves to play. Okay, so here we're also going to start to evaluate her prey drive and her workability. What we are looking for is obviously how triggered she is by moving objects and toys. That gives us a good idea about her prey drive. And the other thing is the workability. Can we get her to, go over these little hurdles and on paper that sounds crinkly and slippery? And obviously, she does a great job. I will say, whoever ends up getting her should highly consider being a little dedicated to some obedience training for her. Not because I think she needs it for the behavior aspect, but because she clearly loves the workability. Like, she would do very well, and also it would cause her to feel confident in her ability to do what the human is asking. So I think she has a high desire to please, and that would be really helpful. So here, as she's playing tug of war with this toy, I am going to score her as moderately high, medium to high on the prey drive, just because of some of these little tiny things that I'm seeing with her, the chasing, how she grabs the toys, and what she's doing. The fact that she doesn't go after everything that's moving makes me feel like she's not necessarily triggered about that, but it's a start. So that's how I will grade her for this. Okay, so here we're going to do the touch tolerance. We've been working with these puppies since they were 3 days old, and just getting them to be comfortable with being held and their ears being touched, their feet being touched, their face being touched. The tester says that she doesn't seem to mind it, but she doesn't seem to love it either. So, what that means to me is that when it comes to whoever owns her, she's probably going to be absolutely fine and be okay with it. But I think that as she gets older, she might be a little bit more selective to new people grabbing her and touching her, being a little invasive in her space. But as of right now, I'm gonna score her touch tolerant to a low high, because I still think that she does really well on a regular basis with the people that are handling her on the regular. So. Okay, so here we're going to do the sight sensitivity test. And with that, we aren't looking to see whether or not the dog gets scared because most healthy dogs get startled when they see something that they don't know what it is, and that's a healthy reaction. It's a safety reaction. But what we're trying to see is how does she handle being scared? And when she is scared, how long does it take her to get back to her normal? Um, we don't want her to feel like this is a scary thing, and she doesn't have a safe place to go. But we also want her to demonstrate to us like what will she bounce back from. So here, I feel like she did pretty well. She was a little unsure. She's willing to go up to it, so that's a good sign. Um, she's kind of like I can see that she's shook in a different type of way. Like, okay, what's happening? What's going on? Oh, now she's going back to playing. Okay. The next part of the test you're going to see is a sound sensitivity. And so now that she's kind of doing her own thing and she's back to normal, which she responded really quick, we're going to do the sound sensitivity and make some loud noise. And again, just like the sight sensitivity, it's not about whether or not they get startled, but how well they recover from being startled. So she is a little bit shook and she's going to take some time to get over this part of it. But I like to remind people that when we see a dog who's scared, it's not necessarily appropriate to pet them because we as humans think that we can pet them and will elevate them out of being scared. But realistically, when we pet a dog, when they're in that mindset, what we're telling them is keep being in this mindset. It's okay. It's good. Stay in this mindset. So yes, the tester is doing what she can to reassure the dog, but just as the new owner, I feel like it's good for people to know that when she's in that spot or a dog is in that spot, what we want to do is we want to get them out, grab a toy, change their perspective, get them to focus on something else. And once we see they do focus on that, that's the perfect time to give them the pets because we want to reward that mindset, right? So, what I would do in this situation is distract her just like how she's doing, use a toy, get her to start thinking. And then once she's focused on that, I would then take the time to pet her. Right now, I think she's trying to evaluate like, what was that noise? It freaked me out. Where did it come from? Another good thing to keep in mind too is that when an animal is startled, and I mean, realistically, anybody, when anybody's startled, once we know what caused it or why, when answers are questions are answered, then we actually feel better about what it is and we can move on. And so in this situation, she's startled, but she's not able to move on from it because she's trying to still figure that out. So we'll just give her a little bit of time and then we'll move on to the next part of the test. I just have to add how thankful I am that the potty training is so successful. It's such a great transition for everybody. Okay, so next what we're going to see is the tender-hearted test, and this is obviously where the tester throws a temper tantrum, and we just want to see how the pup responds to this, similar to the sound sensitivity and sight sensitivity. We're looking for how well they handle this. What do they do? Um, do they have do they run around, run away and hide? Do they try to help the person who's throwing the temper tantrum? Are they trying to find some comfort because they're scared and they're just wanting to go to where the tester is? And that is honestly what I think is happening here. I don't necessarily think that she's trying to help her and stop her, but I think that she is just scared and not sure what to do. I'm going to mark her as not tender-hearted, to moderately tender-hearted, because I'm not 100% sure what her motives were in that exact moment, but it's not appearing that she was trying to help. That just means that she's probably not a good fit for somebody who's looking for an emotional support animal, or maybe if they have a child who is on the spectrum in some way. But she will definitely be a great pup for anybody who just wants a pet to do life with. So I'm going to go through really quick how I scored everything. For China, I scored that she is medium human assertiveness. Her confidence level is medium. Her motivation level is high. Her nerve strength resilience is medium. Her touch tolerance is right in between the medium and the high. Her energy level is also right between medium and high. Her sound sensitivity, I'm going to say, is a medium, and her sight sensitivity is on the higher end of the low. Her prey drive, I'm going to say, is between medium and high. I think that she is human focused. Her tender-hearted test, again, I'm going to say not to moderately. And then her dog friendliness, I'm going to say neutral to assertive. My notes for her is that she is a stereotypical pup. She's full of heart with enough energy and love to make it matter most. So there you go.